The U.S. SEC Chair Gary Gensler is threatening to sue the crypto exchange firm Coinbase if it lets customers earn interest on their tokens. This sends a warning to the entire industry as to how far the commission is willing to go to tame the market, or really just to regulate everything it sees. Joining us now is Antoni Trenchev, co-founder and managing director of Nexo. Antoni, what do you think about the Wells notice served to Coinbase?
Well, finally, the SEC is out of their slumber and they're giving some guidance, although in a pretty aggressive way. And quite frankly, we at Nexo have always welcomed regulation. I have authored pieces on the topic. And, since we launched 3.5 years ago, we conducted our business as if we are a traditional institution and not a crypto fintech, applying for all the licenses. And we have been in contact with various different regulators. And let me tell you what they worry about. They worry about consumer protection in two aspects. First of all, how is your offering structured? Is it a security? And if so, have you done the disclosures? What and how are you selling your product? And the ultimate authority on whether something is a security is the SEC. If you disagree, you have to go to court over them. Yeah. And the second thing they're worried about is the business model itself. And, we have gone through the trouble of securing a world's first in the crypto lending world, and that is real-time proof of reserves audit, which shows you that assets exceed liabilities at all times at Nexo, and investors are protected.
Just to be clear, you still have products that offer a return, right? You've got crypto products where
yes, we do.
Your clients earn a yield.
Yes, we do. The difference being that us, Nexo, we operate in 200 different jurisdictions, and the United States is, a market for us, whereas Coinbase and some of the other guys, that's all they have. It's predominantly the U.S., so we differ in that perspective. We'll continue to offer that product, in the jurisdictions where we can do that.
Antoni, how many of your clients or customers have actually had trouble accessing their accounts? So every time you come on, I get, hundreds of tweets in certain cases saying they're struggling with that. I mean, is it a problem that you've had in the past? Is it just not true? What's going on?
Well, we have 2.5 million customers, and every now and then there is a situation with even a dozen customers, and if they hit you up on Twitter, probably not the best way to go around it. They should reach out to our support team, which is growing every day. And I do think we've done one of the better jobs. Check out our Trustpilot. We have close to 5 stars on it. And obviously there's always customers that are dissatisfied, but we're trying our best, and no one has ever had lost access to their accounts or lost money with Nexo for that matter.
All right, so there you go. So the ones tweeting also get in touch with the support team. Antoni, talk to me a little bit about China and crypto. Has Bitcoin mining actually recovered from the China crackdown?
Yeah, this is the beauty and the resilience of Bitcoin, that every time there's trouble with the ecosystem, with the mechanics of Bitcoin, it self-regulates and, comes out stronger on top of it. When China in mid-April issued yet another ban, and they do that every other month, we saw the hash power go down, meaning the computational power needing for the confirmation of transactions. And since it has recovered, it's close to the all-time highs, which means that mining in China has relocated in more welcoming jurisdictions, last but not least the United States. And now out of this we've come stronger because the mining gets done with energy which is produced in a more sustainable way.
Antoni, let's pivot over to another part of the world. El Salvador obviously this week started accepting Bitcoin as legal tender, and the rollout did not go very smoothly. Is there a risk that it actually detracts from the case for cryptocurrencies?
Well, the glitches were in two aspects, technical glitches with the wallets, which is normal. It's a novel, new technology, a nascent industry, and they're bound to be, hiccups.
Oh.
The other thing where we saw the price drop earlier this week, we know what happened. This was a conspiracy by the IMF and the World Bank to smash down the price of Bitcoin.
What?
Because they have been critical. Kidding aside, this is what conspiracy the theorists are saying on Twitter. But we had the run up with Bitcoin. We rallied something like 80%. It was natural that there is going to be a correction. But for El Salvador, it's an extremely important experiment here.
Anthony, I heard a theory that maybe big whales occasionally, when the price gets high, will sell a substantial amount of coins in order to force the liquidation of retail accounts. And we did see, billions in liquidations, and then they come in and buy the dip. Do you believe that?
Somewhat, to a certain extent. When there is a correction, we always look for narratives as to why it's happening, and quite often it is simply the market structure. It is margined accounts that get blown up, and there is a cascade of liquidations. And yes, there are people that come in, the whales who sit on large quantities of digital assets, which can be easily deployed then to buy the dip, as it's colloquially termed, these types of situations. And it does this happen, but whether there's a larger conspiracy, I don't think so. Bitcoin is $1 trillion asset, and you need quite a lot of funds to have an impact on the trading activities.
Antoni, we only have 30 seconds left, but what's your forecast for where Bitcoin ends the year?
I think if we pierce through convincingly above the 200-day moving average, we're hovering around it right now. We'll see new all-time highs in excess of the 65,000, which was Bitcoin dollars per Bitcoin in mid-April. We'll surpass that in this quarter, in the last 3 months of the year. And if this happens, it opens up the air for 100,000 by the mid of next year.
Okay, technical analysis on Bitcoin with Antoni Trenchev. Thank you so much for joining us, co-founder and managing director of Nexo there. We'll have plenty more on crypto.